Well, south of the video store is a show called Off Our Stones. We got Andrew and me and a friend Cody. We're gonna rank some fucking songs. Rank them songs. Songs gonna and rank songs. The longest snitched in the whole damn town. Longer than old King Kong. Meaner than the junkyard dog.
It's been a while. Hey guys, welcome back to Off Our Stones. Yes, Mr. Producer Man, the show is still going. You're contractually obligated to be here for the rest of the run. But this is basically the show where Brooklyn and I took a look at the Rolling Stone Top 500 list and went, amateurs, we can do better, and we made our own. Brooklyn, how you doing today?
We're doing pretty good. This is the first one post like major timeline event. So it's crazy that that's even happened in this time frame. I'm really excited for this section of the list. I think this section in general is like simplistic and kind of all the ways that you can approach that style. There's a couple outliers in here, but I think these are all like there's an ease to these songs, I would say.
Okay, fair enough. Before we continue, there's a reason that. Well, hold on, Cody. We're getting to you. Don't worry. There's a reason. There's a reason that we've been on a little bit of a delay, and that's because Brooklyn's a daddy now. Yeah, congratulations, buddy. We're really happy for you.
Yeah, surprise.
Cody is the voice of the people. He no longer has his vetoes. He's used all of those up.
Well, not like I could use them here anyways. Which I should have negotiated better.
He still does have a switcheroo, though. He has that until number 20. So, honestly, I can see some things being brought down this episode. I can see some things being moved up this episode. But Cody, how you doing today?
Well, I'm probably going to use it like I did last time at the last possible moment.
Okay.
2, I should have negotiated better because I let the people down. There's a band coming up this week that should have been X'd and shouldn't have been on the list, but whatever. We're gonna fake and act like it deserves a spot when it doesn't. But other than that, it should be fun. I don't even know when the last one of this we recorded, so this should be fun. Dust the rust off, see how long I can go without pissing off Bar, which should be about now.
Already happened. Okay. So,
any Peter Gabriel? Is your number one still? Oh, okay.
There's no more Peter Gabriel on this list.
Oh, sorry, I shot him in the head. Crazy. Any Phil Collins?
No more Phil Collins. So
at least he didn't have Pink Triangle on his list.
Okay, let's move on to number 50 on the list. Piano Man by Billy Joel. And I would like to play something real quick before we move on.
If Brooklyn's alluding to the one song that I know, I agree with him. If he's talking about another one, he's stupid and he's out of lane about songs. But if it's the one that everybody knows, it's a great song. But gosh, and if it's higher than this, sacrilegious, absolutely sacrilegious.
Like, really?
Sure. Yeah, like this song, that song should not be higher than this. Like at all.
In trouble. I would like to point out that on Brooklyn's list it's higher, and on my list it was lower. However, I still have it at 90, even though it is kind of become one of those songs that's overplayed. It is still a really, really good storytelling song. The imagery in this song is really amazing. Like the line about the piano sounds like a carnival and the microphone smells like a beer. It's just really, it's great imagery that just captures the room. You feel like you're in this smoky, divey kind of bar, and you feel like you know all these people that he's talking about. The piano is great in this, obviously. The harmonica is just a nice, intimate touch. Genuinely a fantastic song.
So this song is almost like an old flame. I like coming back to it. It's like, oh, we had a time together, and this memories that flash back. Cody will understand this reference. This was like the number 0 Billy Joel song for a while. Like it was objectively the best one, but subjectively there were better choices. I love this for like a copious amount of reasons. I agree with what Andrew was saying and like the whole like imagery. The whole reason why I have it over scenes from an Italian restaurant is because I'm more invested in the characters that are put into this song over scenes. Like I think each one is more efficiently fleshed out in its verses and whatnot. It's one of the rare songs that's in 3/4, so it has like that sea shanty sort of feel to it. It feels a lot quicker than like your typical pop song. I love the arrangement of it and like that ragtimey kind of feel. And like it's cool because you can kind of explain it on a guitar, but basically what they're doing is they're just hitting the root note and then like it's like that typical, almost like the fat guy walking, like the like you know what I mean? Where it's like the 1, 2, 3. You can almost count it out. But like whenever they make fun of the Family Guy, the fat guy walking around with the tuba, it's a similar sort of melody. But yeah, there's a lot of songs on this list that have like that similar sort of sound. But yeah, it's an easy sort of walk down the lane, and like you get to see all these kind of stories and whatnot. And it has one of my all-time favorite lines of music. Oh my God, they're sharing a drink called loneliness. Well, it's better than drinking alone. And I like that kind of play because like everybody's here to drink because it's better than being at home drinking by yourself. So.
All right, Cody, give us your true feelings on Piano Man.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's like the people that tell me, "Oh, my favorite, you like Billy Joel? Oh yeah, I love Uptown Girl." Get the fuck out of my house! Like,
yeah, that can fuck off.
Like, but this is Piano Man. Like, this is base level. This is nowhere near Vienna. This is nowhere near Scenes from Italian Restaurant. They don't even hold a candle to it. Like, have you heard Joel talk about this song?
Yeah.
Like, it's a limerick. John is a friend of the bar. He's writing the drinks for free. Like, he does it. He knew it. It shouldn't have worked. It works. Because you know what? The people are stupid. We're like, oh, that's a good song. You like how they make the jokes? That joke's funny. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but like, this is 50. Scenes is all the way back there. Get out of here. Because like, if I had to, like, I think at this point, like, if I had to kick off a song, like, of a Billy Joel song, Piano Man would be pretty close to one of the songs I would kick off because I've heard it for so long at this point. I just don't care anymore. Like, when I heard it, when I got introduced to Billy Joel and Piano Man, yeah, that's like your perfect, like, entry course. But then you grew up and you tried other things, and
it doesn't have the same impact on re-listen like other Billy Joel songs. It's great when you have it like spaced out like in months at a time. But if this was playing every day at work like I hear other songs, I'd be done. I would have just.
The one thing that this song has that the other Joel songs do not is crowd appeal. If you're in a crowd of people singing this is top Joel. But driving around Joel, this is a skip. But, 50, 90 on the list? Okay.
Look, don't forget, I had Scenes in the 70s.
Where'd you have Scenes, Brooklyn?
Maybe
like half the population turning it off at the beginning of Scenes?
It was in the 150s, I think.
Let me pull this up again.
If Brooklyn's alluding to the one song that I know, I agree with him. If he's talking about another one, he's stupid.
175.
Is 179. You don't know how to read?
Sorry, my bad.
That's
I don't.
crazy, Brooklyn.
right,
Oh,
moving
and
on.
now, no, wait. He does get a pass. Oh, sorry. No. He gets a pass. He gets 100% pass. We've talked about this. He has trauma built up. Pass. That time in his community, that's pass. That there's two artists that he gets a complete gunshot. Like he can take him out whenever he wants, and I even though I love him, he's fair to take those shots because passed.
Okay, and that's before me. So
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Man,
Movies,
what a world that
TV.
would have been if you were there during that time.
Oh, that would have been. Brooklyn might have been sane for a while. He went crazy a little bit over a chunk.
Yeah.
So.
No.
All right, moving on to number 49. Love and Happiness by Al Green. Holy shit, that groove. That groove is so fucking tight. Like that, I just ride that throughout the entire song. And it's a decently long song. It's over 4 minutes. But like they build on it and they expand on it. And so like yes, there's lyrics and like Al Green sings, but like the band really gets to shine on this one. And when the horns come in, those horns just sound absolutely phenomenal. The organ or like keyboard just like adds this incredibly smooth, like almost sultry texture to it. Like this thing is airtight in the instrumentation. And then there's Al Green, who it's Al Green. Like the man has a voice that's made out of satin. Like it's just an absolutely ridiculously groovy piece that I'm not a vibes person per se, but this song, dope.
So I believe this is justice that we've been waiting for, like way back when I think it was like the 2010s list that songs that had come off, or because this one was already on the list. But Love and Happiness was before Let's Stay Together.
Yes.
And we had both said we would switch it. Now the time has come. We've finally gotten here. I think in this song, every instrument really has a chance to shine. I think the guitar has that like opening lick that just kind of grabs you. I love the electric piano in the chorus, or not in the chorus, in the verses. It has a nice little amount of tension that I think carries throughout the song. Then you get the sax solo in between, and it's like you could tell that it's a bunch of them. And I love in like funk or soul when there's like a unison of instruments together playing the exact same solo, because when it's pulled off, it just sounds so crisp, and it's very, very satisfying to hear. But like it has a bounce to it as well, like especially when you get like everything kind of mixed together. But yeah, I'm glad that we're here, because this song it's fucking killer. Like it was on one of our league things or whatever, and I think it won that week.
I know that was a different Al Green song.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was the other one.
Oh, speaking of which, that other song was used in one of the greatest seasons of The Simpsons. They use it in the episode where Kirk or Milhouse's parents get divorced, and then Marge and Homer end up getting remarried at the end of the episode, and the song that they play at the party is "Let's Stay Together."
I've only seen one episode of The Simpsons.
You got to change that, dude. You have to change that.
Cody,
You really don't.
Seasons 8 through 10. That's it, though.
Garbage. What was I gonna say? Let's Stay Together was already on the list, correct?
yes.
Should have been. Let's Stay Together is better than the song. Sorry, guys. That's just personal. It is. Also, gosh, Barr is our closest thing in this community to like Michael Scott. Because the things he's about, what you said, I wanted to say that so many times when his thing, he's like, this groove is so long, and like to ride it the entire way. I'm like, that's what she said. I just didn't. That's why I mute myself. He just like went into like so many like awkward points. I like the song. I think Al Green is like got such a good voice, and like I enjoy everything about the song. I like it. I just, if I get one, I'm gonna pick "Let's Stay Together." And I think the general public would pick "Let's Stay Together" too. So that's not crazy.
Yeah, but Brooklyn and I are not the general public. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, you're scumbags. You're right
I'm
under
Canadian.
like Rolling Stones list. You guys like just slightly better. Just slightly better.
I'll
So
take
far,
that.
we'll see.
By the way, check out the album that this song is on. I'm Still in Love with You. One of the best albums I've ever heard.
I'm
All
in
right.
love with you.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Moving on to number 48 on the list. Crazy by Patsy Cline. Brooklyn, you had this at 14, so you definitely get to start this one.
So when I was making this list, I initially had this penned as like my freezing cold take. I love this song. I think it's incredible. Like it was my first time really kind of coming around to it. But I like when I was like at the start of the episode, I was talking about how songs can be really simple, and this is one of the perfect examples of like how everything just has this breathy kind of sense in the mix where like you hear the pianos and then they kind of fade and the bass like there's enough air in the song for the double bass to really kind of make its impact, and like you hear the pluck of the notes and whatnot, and then her voice, that opening line of Crazy, how it establishes the range of her voice, and then she's able to carry that through the song. I love the second part because like lyrically it's 3 verses and that's it. But the second verse does such a good job of creating tension, especially when you're hearing the backing vocals on like wondering what in the world did I do, and it's like again. It's one of the songs that you can almost like slow down, you can drag on it, and it actually like helps it so much. The song was written by Willie Nelson, and you could tell that it's still in like that Willie Nelson arrangement. Like it's a lot different from as opposed to like Elton John and Bernie Taupin, where Bernie Taupin just kind of wrote the words and then Elton made a song over it. This sounds like it was written and then like originally performed by Willie, and then Pat's like, okay, I'm gonna take this style and flourish it into my own, and this has become like a jazz or a swing classic. Like you need to know this, and yeah, it's a freezing cold take, and I love the song.
Yeah, I wish I had to put this song higher on my list. There's almost like a smokiness to this song, in the instrumentation. It just like feels like a hazy room. Cody's already like smiling and like laughing at my pretentious ass. But it really does have that kind of atmosphere to it. It feels like you're at a bar and you see just that one couple dancing on the floor, and everyone else around them is just kind of like sitting enjoying their beer, but like you can tell this one couple really likes each other. Go ahead, Brooklyn. Yeah, I see.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because as I was looking up the lyrics, I had an aha moment. This is the original U2 one. Like couples dance to it, myself included. But this is a breakup song.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, and it's just I feel dumb, but at the same time, it's like you kind of did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But Patsy Cline just got taken from us way too soon, because like her voice is arguably one of the best voices in music. There's just like a somberness that just like sits in her throat. And it just carries across of the recording incredibly well. All of her songs, but this one in particular, especially when she starts to like go up into her higher register, and there's like that little strain there. It's just a really, really solid piece that, once again, I wish I had put higher on my list. because it definitely deserves to be in the top 50, in my opinion. But what does Cody think?
This song was written by Willie Nelson.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Crazy. I saw at the end.
Crazy. Ha.
Crazy. Shut up. You also talked about a hazy room, which, yes, for Willie. Anyways, my wife loves Patsy Cline, so I've listened to a lot of Patsy Cline. I think "Crazy" is an unbelievable song. I think it definitely in the top 100 song of all time. It's crazy. She only lived to be 30. Like, that's crazy. Like, how she would have, like, I think there are people that give her respect and her dues. But they the Red Sox just walked it off. Amen. But it was Patsy Cline's like voice and stuff. Like, I think she's still like people that listen to her music still consider her like Loretta Lynn, like Dolly, like those pioneers of country. And I think her voice, this song is absolutely incredible and deserves every praise. And there's probably a ton of people that haven't really listened to this song. Because it is kind of slow. It's kind of like, but you can definitely feel the emotion in her voice. So, yeah, great song.
It's old country. People avoid that shit like the plague. And
well, apparently Garth Brooks and Brooks and Dunn ruined country music for everybody. Bunch of idiots. Oh, Kurt Kolakowski is a moron, okay? A moron.
I'm glad you dropped the name because I was going to do the same thing.
Oh, what a there's no difference from what he did in the 90s than what they did in the 80s. Like, that was where country was going, and it's good. He just was the most popular one to do it. Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't doing anything different than Dolly did when she was like bedazzled out and like.
Yeah, get out of here! Just because he's like he sells out stadiums. Get on my face.
Second highest.
He actually put probably country on a bigger map than it was currently.
Honestly,
George Strait, like, he switched up his music too. Out of my face, trash.
All right, let's move on to number 47 on the list. That would be "Fast Car" by Tracy Chapman.
Not Luke Combs?
I was about to make that same goddamn joke. Fuck you.
Listen, we should be the last 3 white guys to talk about.
Now, if I could put Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs' performance at the Grammys, I could argue with that version. But this is the correct version. Good job.
So yeah, I would have been 5 or 6 when this song started to get popular. Very satisfying to hear. The guitar arrangement is surprisingly simple. But it's very kind of flowy. Because it really you're playing 3 strings but only moving off of 1. So it's very fun to play. Obviously like the story of this is incredible. It's kind of about moving to Canada. I think that second verse in particular is really cool. Like, just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. And I think that's just a really cool way. The subtleness of like what the song is about them being kind of persecuted where they are. But then you get like one of the aspects that I haven't talked about on this episode yet is just like the sing along chorus. And people, if you polled the casual music audience, I don't think a ton of people know the verses of the song, but everybody knows. I remember when you were driving in your car, speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. So yeah, I think it's there, and it's just every song that we're getting to at this point is pretty. So I'm just gonna say that's pretty, and it's a very fun song. But yeah, the pinnacle of like soft 90s pop.
Brooklyn, I need to double check something.
This isn't from the 90s.
I think this might be from the 80s.
Oh, it is from the 80s. I'm an idiot.
I love you, buddy.
88, yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna let you just go, like, whatever, but I was like, bar had to be the cracking asshole. I get you. You're good.
Well, that's me, the asshole. So everything that Brooklyn said is just like what I would say. I'd also say that the thing that really makes the songs work for me is the tempo change between the chorus and the verses, where it becomes like the verses are a little bit like softer and smoother. It focuses so much on that like acoustic guitar, and then once the chorus and the pre-chorus come in, the tempo starts to ramp up just a little bit, and you get a little bit more of the drums, and the instrumentation starts to broaden out a bit. But Tracy Chapman on the song just like, first of all, lyrically incredible. It really paints a picture of the situation between these two people, especially at the end where she's like, "Fuck you, you deadbeat! I'm out of here." Um, and there's just like her vocal performance on the song is just so good. Like you can tell that there is a part of her that actually lived this life, because it feels very personal in her vocal performance. Uh, Gonna throw a little bit more shade at Kurt Kolakowski on this one. Um, he says that the Luke Combs cover of this song is one of the worst covers of all time. Bruh,
It's just fair.
there's way worse than
Just
this.
fair.
There's way worse than this. So, Cody,
Who said that?
Kirk.
Kirk.
He's an idiot. He's just an idiot. Like, just tell me you don't like country music. Like, that's fine. Like, just that's your demographic. Just hate country music. Like, but Luke does. No, is there even like even when they performed at the Grammys, Luke took second fiddle. Like, he dropped back and like it was like he knew what to do. He knows she's the better performance. He just brought light to her. And she owns the rights to the music, so everything he didn't do this to make money. He made her so much more money because
It's one of his
Blue
favorite
Oyster.
songs of all time.
Yes, he knew he was going to make anything off of it. He just wanted to play the song, and all the proceeds, basically all the money, still goes to her. So anything, Tracy Chapman, thanks for the check. Like that's going to be great. I just love the story kind of behind this song. Like in '88, like when they were performing at the Stevie Wonder, like it was fine, it didn't go over, but Stevie Wonder was supposed to play at the Nelson Mandela like 70 like concert. He couldn't go, like he couldn't perform, so they sent Tracy out there to play Fast Car in front of the crowd, and like it took off in a whole new light of its own after that like song because it was broadcast and they're like, what the hell is this? And everybody lost it and like took a life of its own because that's such a cool like she would have never it would have been nothing compared to what it was like that. So no, the song is so great, and I 100% agree with Brooklyn. I honestly believe a lot of people will have forgotten about this song. Like if it's from a certain age group, and they know that middle part, they know the I got a fast car, but they don't know the middle. And it's such a beautiful. And her voice is so good. Like it's insane, and still good all these years later. Like she's aged so well. So Kirk sucks. Go listen to both versions. They're both great. I think they're fine. Tracy Chapman is, of course, the way superior version. But yeah, I think they're. And if you haven't seen that performance between the two of them, watch that. It's incredible because they're both. It's totally two different ways to sing it. It's great.
One of the only things worth watching when it came to the Grammys.
Oh, 100%.
All right, let's move on to
Hate that award show. Ugh.
It's up there with like the Golden Globes for like.
If you don't have a Grammy, I probably respect you a little bit more. Well, I'm gonna be real because that thing's just the bottom for you can just tell.
All right, moving on to number 46 on the list. My Girl by The Temptations. Considering where they are on our list, I would have sworn this would have been higher. But, dude, that bass line opening it up, it just that doom 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 doom. It immediately like you just know what you're in for. You know you're in for some like really really good R&B Motown like soul kind of music. So Smokey wrote this song, and oh god, why am I blanking on his name? And I lost my note on this one. But the Temptation who took the lead on this song, Smokey was like, "I'm not giving you guys this song unless he sings lead." And what a great choice because his voice is so perfect for this. Brooklyn, please help me out with this.
It's a good book.
But there's just such a rich tone to his voice. And when he sings, you believe every goddamn word he says. Because, like, I got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. Like, he is just. This is a song. This is a bragging song. This is a song where he is showing her off and bragging about how lucky he is to have her. It is just an incredibly written song. When the horns come in, that hey hey hey, it is just this moment of elation, and it's just such a wonderful piece.
David Ruffin is the.
Thank you. I kept wanting to say Teddy, and I knew that was wrong.
But no, this is kind of like the umbrella song for everything on this list, because it has the similar sort of arrangement to Piano Man. Because like you're talking about the bass, I wrote like the guitar lick in this. It's kind of doing a similar thing where it's hitting the root note first and then letting the other parts of the chord kind of accent it afterwards. Again, it's another sort of like easy listening kind of song, like you were saying, Andrew, with that opening line. I've got sunshine and on a cloudy day. This also has, and this list, there's two examples of how you change key. And Crazy with Patsy Cline, like we were talking about earlier, she just kind of goes right into it, and that has a nice drastic sort of feel. This one does the exact opposite. It has the interlude with like the strings, and it's really fun. To just listen to that and hear like the little hey heys in the background, and then after that, then it goes into the key change, and they pull it off so well. And key changes can be tough to do, but then again, with the second song in a row, another catchy chorus. I guess you say nothing makes me feel this way. Also, if you ever get a chance to, Pamplemousse is a really cool mashup of this song and Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and you'd be surprised at how well those songs mesh together.
And real quick correction on my part, I said the horns. I meant to say strings. Because I'm an idiot. But
Cody wouldn't have noticed. You're good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to bring it up, but you corrected yourself, so I'll let you pass, because that's what I was like, those are strings, obviously. But
that is a fine 1946 cello.
Yeah, thank you. This song is fucking incredible. They could literally be singing about anything in these. If you got this kind of like sound and thing, it feels like I don't even know how to describe it. I love the soul of the song. I love how they deliver it. It's honestly just a cheesy fucking song for a thing. Like, I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. Like, shut the fuck up. But overall, it just works so well. And it puts as soon as it as soon as that clicks, I'm just like, yep, I'm in for the whole ride. Like, I don't want to turn it on. And you could literally do that part. Guess you'd say, like, it's just back and forth constantly. I would sing that for like 6 hours and be like, oh, am I still singing My Girl? Yep, still singing My Girl. It's so catchy. It does so well. So, yep. Great choice. I'm really surprised. 34-62. Like, I surprised we're talking at 46, but you must have some real close overlaps later. So,
yeah. Let's move on to number 45. Doo-Wop, That Thing by Miss Lauryn Hill. Brooklyn, you have it lower. You go first.
Yeah. So Lauryn Hill is a mostly trash human being. I think we think that's pretty safe to say. No show.
The opinions of one Brooklyn Vale do not represent the opinions of like 500 Stones, the channel. Thank
But
you.
no, but this is documented though. Like she's done all these things. It's been talked about on
Honestly,
on various iterations.
most of the Fugees are not great people. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Anyways,
you may be the best.
I have said before that this is probably my favorite rap performance from a female rapper. I think the second verse is one of the best performed verses of all time. Before I get into the second verse, I want to talk about kind of the instrumentation. I love that bass line and kind of how it has that little breath in between, like the do, and then you hear like it pops up most in the chorus. The girls only watch out, and then you hear like the bass line kind of descend. I like that little moment in it, and then how the piano kind of sits over top. But getting back to the second verse, there's a thing that I really enjoy, and why I like the second verse so much is because she comes out of rhythm for a couple of lines, and from a performer, it's incredibly tough because you use that rhythm to kind of make things memorable. So in that moment, when you're taking it out of rhythm, you're making that line sort of stand out. And she's using that line in particular to talk about. I believe it's a jab at. It's either a jab at Wyclef Jean or just a jab at men that she has kind of like dated or whatever. Where it's just like these guys that pack pistols by the waist, crystal by the case, but they're still in their mother's basement. So I think that's a really cool line, and it's like it's an effective use of changing up the rhythm to give a line more impact. It's stuff like that I really enjoy about hip hop, and it's another one kind of along the same line as Fast Car, probably obviously like a little bit later, but just kind of took the radios by storm. Like one of the rare rap songs that would get played on a friendly like 80s or 90s station.
We'll do it real quick. Check your messages. So yeah, this song is just like really, really good. The lyrics on this song are just really smart, and like the rhyme scheme is just like crazy with like where words are placed in the lyrics to match with each other and create like these really interesting, unique flows. Lauryn Hill just sounds absolutely phenomenal on this song. Like there is a confidence and an ease behind her that you just cannot capture. Like to be able to get that, it's like rare. And the instrumentation on this is just so good. It is a fantastic blend of like 40s, 50s doo-wop and 90s hip hop. To be able to blend it together as well as it does here is just really tight. So it is just a fantastic song all around. All right, Cody, let's go to you.
I think on the show, I think she's had another song on this list. Maybe
she had 2 with the Fugees.
Okay, and I don't think I was a big fan of those.
Don't remember.
This is completely different. I really, really enjoy this song. Like this is a top tier song from her. The vocal, the construction of how this is. What the fuck are you drinking?
It's like a lemon lime thing.
That's fair. Okay. Just those are some hippy dippy drink from Trader Joe's. Just making sure.
It is, but
makes sense. Okay, sorry. Off topic. I'm like a squirrel. But I think how it is constructed, I think how she delivers it is so good. And I don't know. This is her post that group?
Post the Fugees, yes.
Hey, maybe post Fugees is good. Lauryn Hill. So
she only ever released one album. And it won every single Grammy. Like every single Grammy.
Well, shit. I don't think I've actively like listened to this one all too much, but it'll be in the rotation. Yeah.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a phenomenal album. So it's like there's a lot of songs from that album that I probably arguably could have and should have put on this list.
But what Andrew said.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 44 on the list now. Losing My Religion by R.E.M. Brooklyn, you have this one higher.
Pause. Explain the math to me. There was 32 and 60 something. This is 99 and 87. How is Losing My Religion higher?
Don't worry, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to it, Cody. Cody, don't worry. Trust us.
This is some bullshit ran by these two. This is some bullshit.
Cody, trust us. Brooklyn.
So in high school, my parents had this infatuation with me learning every stringed instrument that I possibly could. So one of them was a mandolin. And I got this in like grade 11 or whatever. And this was the first song that I learned on it because it's probably the most recognizable song that has a mandolin in it. And I guess I kind of give a little crash course. A mandolin is stringed the exact same way as a fiddle. So that's why it's very common like in like bluegrass and like folk or whatever, because you can kind of take one solo from the other and it works. I really like Michael Stipe's performance in this, especially like the verses. I think the verses have the most impact, especially like the every whisper of every waking hour, I'm choosing my confessions. And then like a hurt, lost, and blinded fool. And then how he kind of changes the lines on each verse for something different. So like, for example, the first verse is like, oh no, I've said too much. I haven't said enough. And then you get to the next one. It's like, oh no, I've said too much. I set it up. And I like that aspect of it is really cool. There's a really cool, like it's not a bridge. I think it's just kind of like it's almost like a post chorus and that was just a dream part. And then like how it kind of builds right back into it. That's where the drums really kind of get to pop. But like I have this in my set list of songs to play. It's great. It's a great nostalgia pop for those of age. But yeah, it's great. The arrangement of it as well, like kind of the strings and whatnot. So yeah, great time.
So this isn't my favorite REM song, but when I think about it, it's technically their best song. That mandolin just adds so much mood and tone and atmosphere. It almost becomes like spacious, and this really comes down to Michael Stipe's performance, because you can tell that it's hitting some kind of deep emotional core. If I'm remembering this correctly, losing my religion is basically an Atlanta term, like it's a colloquialism for losing my shit. And you can tell that there's an underlying rage to Michael Stipe's performance, but it's tamped down to a point where it really brings you in. And yeah, it's just like a really amazing piece that has really aged incredibly well. The strings in this song are produced utterly fantastically. Like when they start to like come in underlying like Michael Stipe's voice towards the end, it is just really sharp work there. So great song. But I'm very curious as to Cody's thoughts on this one. This is one that I can see going in a couple different directions.
I just want this known of the people. When people tell you to trust them, it's kind of like a dirty politician. Just trust me. Like you didn't see what you saw, even though we put it on the screen. It doesn't mean what you think. So, all right, we got fucking Ted Cruz up there talking. All right, anyways.
Whoa! That's a little too far.
Sorry, Nancy Pelosi. Which one you want? I don't.
All right, I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay, losing my religion, I think is more. I think it's like it has the like staying power because I've heard it a long time. I don't think it's that special of a song. I think it's very like, that's me, and like I get it. Like I know why it has the thing. It just doesn't have that staying power. Like And yes, whatever the word you use, yes, it does mean losing your temper or cool, whatever you're trying to be all fancy up there. But yeah, I think it's fine. I think I couldn't argue that it doesn't deserve the list. Like that makes sense because this kind of music, it has to have a place. I think in top 100 to be a legit top 100. I think you have to blend genres, and if you don't, then you're just leaving out a huge subsection. So yeah, I think if Losing Religion is it alternative? Would you consider this?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not hip with those genres, so this I would say is probably a cornerstone in popular alternative music. So to have them makes sense. Just not my cup of tea.
It's a song I think like a lot of alternative bands have been like chasing, but have never.
Listen. You're opening a can of worms with that. There was a episode recently of Turntable where a very great Canadian band got diluted down to like, oh, they're just trying to be REM. No, they're fucking not.
No. I said that they were REM mixed with Gin Blossoms. And
all I'm saying is, I think after doing this show, I don't like alternative music, is what I've learned. So that's something I knew about myself. So
I'll screw you. All right, moving on.
Especially whatever the hell Bill picked for that first episode of Turntable. I didn't show him a pick.
I'll screw you. All right, moving on to number 43, and this is going to be a fun one. Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads.
Thank God it's not over one song. I'll promise you that. I would have to use my skip ahead just call it a day. So,
I have this one higher, obviously. This is another example of a song I'm not being particularly my favorite from this act. But when I think about it, technically speaking, it's probably their best. First of all, Tina Weymouth, one of the greatest bassists of all time, in my opinion. This bass line just is instantly memorable. And then Jerry Richardson and Chris France just like kind of like add to this spacious, almost watery, tense instrumentation. I know why Brooklyn's laughing, but like but like that combined with the looping like flittering keys in the background just have this really great ambiance to it. And then David Byrne said that he wanted to sing this song as if he was like a fire and brimstone preacher. Jimmy Swaggart almost.
Yes.
The whole "my God, I have sinned" kind of like delivery.
You need to give me more money so that I can be free from sin.
And people did. So with that kind of delivery mixed with lyrics about, hitting a point in life where you're like, what have I done with my life? like what have I done? I don't even know this person that I've been with for like this long. This car, it's just like doesn't mean anything. It's diving into madness due to just being completely plateaued and not going anywhere. It is a wild piece, but it is just a really, really smart one.
So I'm amazed that you used water as a way to describe the sound. Just knowing how the song kind of carries out. The two aspects that I want to talk about are from the music and the songwriting. Number one, the music or the arrangement. Why couldn't I think of that word? Tina Weymouth and Chris France are doing an incredible job with the rhythm section. Tina Weymouth's bass line is like precise and effective. It kind of comes in, comes out, and then Chris France's drum work. I think it's really cool because he's almost doing two separate beats. He's doing the beat with the bass, and which we talked about before when bands start to get in unison, the more instruments that are added, the more effective it is. But then on top of that, he's kind of doing like it's just like a standard 4-beat on top of it. So I like that attention to detail where you're kind of mixing in with other instruments as they pop in. From a songwriting perspective, I really enjoy it because I think I believe this is the second week in a row that we're talking about a song going through a midlife crisis, especially like you get to the verse of like, what is this beautiful house? Where does that highway go? Am I right? Am I wrong? My God, what have I done? And kind of come into that moment. Cody, I know that Andrew usually transitions to you, but I have 2 questions for you in particular because I know where this is going to go, but I wanted your opinions on 2 things. One, the water dissolving, the water removing, and then how that verse ends, and it's like, like you just hear him babbling like water dissolve, and then the ending, because I know how you love when lines are repeated. Which interpretation of "Same as It Ever Was" was your favorite?
I refuse to answer either one of your questions.
Now who's the politician? Now
137 and 48, 62 and 30. Don't tell me, politician. Your math isn't math. You guys are being corrupt politicians behind the scenes of making this list. Trust me. I'm just reaching in your back pocket and taking your money. Trust me. I'm trusting you're fucking us. Okay, anyways. Gosh, this song sucks. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I thought I heard like the main, I guess the chorus at some point in my life, but it sounds like they're underwater. I guess that's the thought process, but
that's the point.
I'm like, fucking breathe, scuba mask. I don't know. It's awful. If I knew if I knew a Talking Head was in the top 50, I would have negotiated harder for giving me one veto in the 40. Not my speed, not my songs. I'm glad if you like it. What is this considered? Water Symphony?
New wave.
Yeah, new wave.
Let's go back to the old wave. If Garth Brooks ruined country, whatever this did ruin something.
All right. So moving on to number 42, "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd. Brooklyn, you have this. You have this one lower.
I know why Cody's fist bumping. I believe this is where you would put the meme of vindication. But yeah, so an aspect of this list that I'm sure that you know it was coming. Shed songs. This is the perfect shed song. It's like again how we were alluding to earlier, how the song is very simplistic. The song is very fleshed out in its chord structure. It does not take or it takes its time kind of going from note to note. And then David Gilmour's approach in this is really cool. Like the hello, is there anybody in there? The synths in this, I think, are really good, especially given the tone and like how that tone is kind of used later on in the decade. I think a lot of bands are trying to come off of this because this sounds like an 80s song, but it's from, I believe it's 70. The Wall was 76 or
79, I think
79. But yeah, it's a precursor for
it's 1980.
Oh, it is 1980. Okay, well, even still, for 1980, I think it's kind of setting the way for what the genre would later become. But yeah, there's a really cool cover of this. I think his name is it's David something, but he plays it on a harp guitar, and that does another really good job of encapsulating like the atmosphere of this song. I can understand that it's not for everybody, but when you're in the right moment, it's incredible.
Yeah, so it is just it's one of those things where the production on this song is just so good that you're kind of taken aback by it. Just where like the vocal is placed in the mix, where it kind of has like this, it feels like he's like trapped in a well, kind of. Um, where it's just like you're just like lost in space and you're just kind of like floating in there, and it just creates this incredible atmosphere when you combine it with the lyrics. Uh, Especially like the like there is no pain, you are receding. Um, and it's so he wrote this song after I can't remember if it was a dentist or a doctor, but somebody gave him way too much Novocaine. Uh, and it basically created like this weird trip um, where he was like aware of things that were happening, but like he couldn't feel it and he like couldn't like feel himself and all that jazz. And this song kind of perfectly captures that feeling, even though I've never had that, but I understand with the way that the song was recorded. So it is just a really intriguing piece with beautiful instrumentation, fantastic production, and a very, very solid performance. Cody, this is one that it's another one that I'm like, I don't know how Cody would feel about this. So what are your thoughts?
I know.
Do tell.
Let me guess. Respect, but it's not for you.
I from what I remember, I don't think Cody likes Pink Floyd.
Bingo. Not a Pink Floyd fan. This song I don't mind. I honestly don't. I think it's in pop culture. If I have to be correct, I don't know where, but I've definitely heard the song more than a couple times. I definitely know the Comfortably Numb. Like that song, it sounds so spacey and out there. Shocking, it's Pink Floyd. Like that man needed Novocaine to like go on a different trip. That man's probably they were on every fucking thing possible to go see a bunch of different colors. Don't know them for fact, but that's what I will always believe that Pink Floyd was into the psychedelics.
Go listen to their first album. That's about as deep as it gets. I think it gets better from there.
But overall, Comfortably Numb, like I was celebrating not that this was here. The next song I'm very excited that it ends the show. But I think again, I would be stupid and completely incorrect if Pink Floyd, I didn't believe Pink Floyd should be in the top 100 song, like one of their songs. Like they stand the test of time. The album that you guys, The Wall, right?
Yes.
I couldn't name you is this one song from The Wall?
Yes. It's like this and Another Brick in the Wall.
But I wouldn't be able to name a song, but I know the album The Wall. Like that's in the zeitgeist of like world. So no, I completely respect it. I get it. Makes sense. So but yeah, Comfortably Numb is pretty cool. Like I had and I imagine if you're tripping maybe next time I go to the dentist, I'll be like, hey, couple shots more, and then we'll put on Comfortably Numb and see what happens.
We'll blast Comfortably Numb.
Recreate the moment.
I think I'll get my dentist in jail, but who knows? Brooklyn private chat.
No, Brooklyn.
Oh,
the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh, the private chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Helping you out, buddy.
All right. So.
Moving on. Sure.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving
More
on.
Politician stuff.
Moving on to number 41, the last song that we're going to talk about. Have you ever seen The Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival? I'm going to go first. I have this at 20. This might be my number one Creedence Clearwater Revival song. And here's the thing. Yeah, John Fogerty sounds absolutely fantastic on this song. And there is a melancholy in his performance that is just absolutely fantastic. But Stu Cook and Doug Clifford, the bass and the guitar, and the bass and the drums on this song are some of the best that they've ever been. Like, ever. Like, they carry this song instrumentally. And I think that was such a great touch because this song is about the band basically dissolving and becoming like a terrible storm. And by letting, you know, John's guitar kind of like fade into the background and having the two of them kind of basically drive it, oh, I think is a really smart touch. I don't know if that was on purpose, but if that was, great move. And John just absolutely sounds incredible on this song. That chorus is, it hits you. It hits you, and you feel the weight of the emotion running through the lyrics and the turmoil of the band. It is just a fantastic song.
Yeah. So when when someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, I want to learn guitar. What's the first song I should learn?" It's this song. This song has 4 chords, and it's slow enough that you can transition from the chords. It doesn't really matter how effective or good you are because of how the song is arranged. It's a very pretty song. I like this song when it's covered because you can kind of interpret it in different ways. There's actually a band at work that does like a more sped up kind of like almost like a Jimmy Buffett style, like a little more Ford-esque. And actually it sounds good because it's more bass heavy. But like Andrew and I we were talking about this a while ago, how this is like the song to go to when one more guitar. But then when you get like outside of the intro and like in the chorus, like that's driven by the drum kit, the bass, and the organs. Like you hear the guitar in the mix, but it's almost just like a percussive element because you can hear the strum, but you don't really hear like, the chords alongside it. Over the last couple of weeks, especially given a debate that we just had, it kind of shone a light on what the song is about and how it serves that dichotomy of this really upbeat song with like, oh shit, like there's something brewing here. But yeah, again, another this is of the songs we're talking about today, probably the catchiest chorus. And again, just another simplistic song. But Andrew 20, I think is too high. I like CCR. I love my Creedence Clearwater Revival, but this song is kind of simple given the rest of their catalog.
In fucking sane. Hold on, I am muting you. All right, Cody, taking him off screen too for a little bit. He's in timeout.
If I randomly did 2 thumbs up when there was a melee problem, I resolved it while I was here. Second, I forgot it was Camo. So I wasn't agreeing with either one of their choices. I actually wasn't hearing either one of the choices. Brooklyn's a jackass for that. Again, I don't know. Like, I think building a movie list, I think TV show, all this stuff is easy to do. Favorite song of all time, I think is so difficult. Like, to narrow that down, like, this is the song. This would be in my top 20 songs of all time.
Same.
This may be sacrilegious, and I get it if it is. I also really love the Rod Stewart version of this song.
I don't think I've heard that.
Oh, I love Rod Stewart's voice, so that just helps me on that. I think Rod Stewart has one of the like.
This exists.
Yeah, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Wow. Rod Stewart has done Have You Ever Seen the Rain? And it's great. I can't believe you guys don't do this. It's great. It's a great version of the song. But Clarion, I think they still do it a little bit better. I do love both these versions. It's such a simple thing, but I think it's like it's such a true message. Like it sounds so silly, but have you ever seen the rain? Like coming down on a sunny day, like that is one of the most beautiful sights out there in the world of that sign of just the sun is shining and you just see rainfall falling. It's peaceful and it's such a good song and his voice is absolutely incredible. So, yeah. But yes, Rod Stewart does do a version of the song. It's great.
Okay. I just popped on that version. Rod Stewart doesn't hold a candle to John Fogerty on this song. Other songs, yes, but this song, no.
And you also said 20 is too high. So who wants to believe you at all? You're a
You said
dirty
it doesn't-
politician.
You said it doesn't deserve to be this high because it's so simple. Get the fuck
Oh,
out
and I will never say that he's like mountains better. No, I like that version of that song, but like I would still take clear CCR any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So
All right.
I think
so,
they're arguably one of the greatest bands to ever come like around.
So we have been saying trust us, trust us, trust us the entire time, Cody.
No,
So,
give me another veto if you trust me. Trust
Hold
me.
on,
Trust
hold
me.
on. Hold on. So Brooklyn and I have been talking in a chat, and we agree that there ain't no fucking way that math holds up. So we're going to give it to you, Cody. Is My Girl going to be number 42 or 41?
42.
42.
Yeah.
Got it. So we are correcting our mistakes, our sins.
That's
So-
transparency. That's what politicians need to do. Good job.
So
They can be voted again.
with that being said, here is the list for this episode. Number 50, Piano Man. Number 49, Love and Happiness by Al Green. Number 48, Crazy by Patsy Cline. Number 47, Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Number 46, Doo-Wop, That Thing by Miss Lauryn Hill. Then we have Losing My Religion by R.E.M. at number 45. Number 44 is Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads. Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd at number 43. My Girl by The Temptations at number 42. And at number 41, Have You Ever Seen the Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Cody, I just dropped the playlist for the next episode in our group chat. What are your first impressions?
Hold on. I gotta do a. Oh, fuck yes. 4. Okay. Oh, God. Can't wait. Okay, there are some. When I said like put a song in there as like a top 20, there is another top 20 song on this list, so I'm fully excited. If you like our theme song, you should have fun with that. Yeah, there's some that I think are like there's another one that's pretty high up there. This is gonna be a good list. It's gonna be I think the rest of the way it's gonna be 50-50. Like there's gonna be songs I think that are popular enough that deserves the credibility, but do they be my favorite? No, but I respect them. But then there are some all-time fire ones that are coming, and I'm really excited. I can't wait. And I want to see these numbers because I'm really curious where you guys have these because there's some. Yeah, I don't know. But that one, I really want to see the numbers because you all are fucking insane. But whatever. No, doing the life and the thing.
Cody, let me tell you, you're not going to be happy with me.
I'm
All
never
right.
happy with you.
Neither is anyone else in my life. All right, moving on. Thank you all for watching. This has been Off Our Stones.
Bar, drive unsafely.
Keep on rocking.
No, please drive safe.
Sure, drive safely.